It's National FFA Week, and it's time to find out what's happening for Indiana FFA during this week-long celebration and to meet a couple of the Indiana FFA state officers.
It is very exciting for us as state officers because we have the opportunity to be broken up across the great state of Indiana and be able to experience some of the chapters we don't generally get to spend a lot of time with. So this is our opportunity to spend on some one-on-one time with those chapters. As a high school FFA member, we spent a lot of time planning what we were going to do that week, and it was always a highlight if one of the state officers could come to our school. We had a breakfast at the end of FFA week, and we'd invite all the student administrators and teachers to come and celebrate them as teachers and what they do for education. And I remember we had a state officer and a national officer come one year, and the buzz was awesome. The excitement, the goosebumps you got was super cool, especially when you're wearing that blue jacket and you're hanging out with some of those teachers that don't know very much about FFA. It's a great opportunity to share what you do with national officers and state officers. So it's really exciting. My goal is to really just spread my passion for FFA throughout the entire week, to go to each activity I have been requested to or worked with the schools with, and just bring that excitement and passion that I felt when a state officer came to my school, and really get those students excited for upcoming events in FFA as well as state convention, because it's just around the corner. So just bringing that excitement and passion into their chapter and hopefully leaving them with something that can spark many fires throughout the rest of the year.
For me, I think it's one of the biggest promotional kind of weeks of all of the FFA organizations. So it's kind of our chance as state officers to not only travel to the state, but interact with members and friends that we've made throughout our year of service. But ultimately, it's kind of a time for fellowship as a chapter member, as a district, perhaps, depending on the event, and just a good time to spend together in fellowship and friendship and kind of celebrate what this organization's all about. I will be in District 7 and 8, so kind of the southern-ish part of the state, but some of the highlights that I'm really excited about, I'll be going to a lock-in at Owen Valley, so that's really, really exciting to see kind of what activities they have planned, and then I'll also be at a lot of breakfasts and staff luncheons as well, kind of promoting the brand of FFA, and then again, getting to interact with those members and friends that I've made.
I will be attending Paoli FFA down in southern Indiana, and I'll be attending a breakfast there. I will also be attending South Knox for one of their chapter meetings, and I'll have the opportunity to present them some team building activities. And then I will be attending Southridge for a chapter visit, and basically what that is just going and educating them a little bit more about FFA. The students that aren't quite sure if they want to join, don't know very much but would like to, that's an opportunity for me to just share my knowledge about FFA with them in a fun and exciting way.
So I grew up in Logansport, Indiana, so about 2 hours north in Cass County, and went to Caston High School. And I grew up on a farm. My grandparents had a dairy operation when I was pretty young, so kind of grew up in that side of it, and then my dad has had a hobby farm throughout his life, and I've got to see the grain industry through that. After my year of service, I plan on going to Purdue University and majoring in ag business, and then hopefully go into a sales and marketing type of job for Elanco or Dow or some other large ag corporation, and really be able to use my ag background and the skills I learned through state office and implement that into a real life career. I think as state officers, we all have this goal to impact members, but outside of that, picking up and kind of hearing their side of it. So we're in this very unique situation where we get to meet hundreds, if not thousands of members throughout this year, and we're through that being able to hear their stories and see their experiences and see how they're similar and different to yours. I think is probably my biggest goal, just seeing what they hope to accomplish with their lives and then helping them and encouraging them to actually go out and do so.
I need the name of a former Indiana FFA state officer who imparted upon you some good advice going into your officer year. Can you name someone?
Yeah, definitely. I think Sarah Carell, she was a state officer 2-3 years ago. Going through this whole process, she told me that be involved in everything that you can be and love every minute of it. Don't just be a part of it, but actually be in it and do something with it. Don't just show up, but actually live in it and live in every moment. And I think that's what I've taken most thankfully from that experience, was just being in every moment, finding a purpose in it, and then going out and living it.
I come from a little small town up in Warsaw called Silver Lake. My family does not live on a production agriculture farm. My mom actually works for Parcan Company, and they make grain seed waste for Monsanto, DeKalb, lots of seed companies. And then my dad works as a parts manager in Curlin's in North Manchester, or in Silver Lake. And then my oldest brother, he works for Bishop's up in the northern part of the county. And a little bit about myself and my family. I showed club lambs for 10 years of 4-H. I've been to the State Fair, the All-American Junior Show in Kansas and Illinois and Michigan, and then I've also been to Louisville. So I show livestock. I think my passion really comes from my deep roots in agriculture from a long time ago. When I was little, before I would attend school, I'd go with my grandpa, help him out on the farm before we'd go to the donut shop in the morning. And then as I got older, I got really involved in the 4-H program because I have two older brothers and they showed sheep. So I wanted to be out there in the barn working with lambs and livestock because I found a sense of accomplishment in myself when I had the opportunity to get something done and then be good at it. And then from there, I got to join FFA, and FFA really it helped me grow and thrive and flourish in agriculture, and allowed me to become more knowledgeable about it, allowed me to share my story more, and it just gave me the opportunity to be an agriculturalist that was knowledgeable. My freshman year of high school, we watched a movie in our animal science class about Temple Grandin, and I learned a lot about her, and as an agriculturalist, and especially a woman, I found her to be a role model for myself because she made a huge impact in the agriculture industry, and I want to too. So by giving back this year as a state officer, I have the opportunity to share my passion for agriculture with others. Agriculture education. I want to be an ag teacher and teach others about agriculture. I also want to be an extension educator at some point in my life, and I want to own my own cattle operation and have some club lambs as well. Miss Rebecca Fry, she is an excellent young lady. She's my big this year. She was last year's Northern Region Vice President. And when we were elected into office, they had some special stuff for us at the house when we first got there. And she had this notebook, and it had a lot of good quotes and some advice. And I think some of the best advice she gave me is that you have 1 year to make an impact. And you're going to do everything you can this year for others and not so much yourself. So I've really enjoyed having that reminder every day that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for myself to give back to an organization that has given me so much throughout my entire 6 years of being an FFA. So I think that's been the best advice I've gotten, and just being myself, because it shines through everything that I do.